Hi, welcome to Foreigner's Wife in the Philippines. Thank you so much to those who subscribe, and to those who are not subscribing yet, don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, so I'm gonna tackle about how to handle misunderstanding. So misunderstanding, quarrel, argument is always been present in every relationship. Whether it's short-term relationship is or you already been in the long many years in that relationship, there always been misunderstanding. So I don't want to go further, and I just want to focus based on my experience. Terence and I has been married for almost 4 years, and on that marriage we also have misunderstanding. In fact, I remember one time we got an argument, and it's really bad. It's really bad an argument, because he's saying that, I saying that. So in other words, both of us has been in fire. Then I said, I'll go home, and then Terence said, okay, go home. you know. So I said, I'm going home. And then Terence said, okay, go home. So I went home. So I packed up my bag and I said, don't call me. Don't call me, don't text me. I need space. So that's why I said, I need space. Don't call me, don't call me or don't text me. So that's what I said. I'm very angry. I don't want to elaborate what's the reasons, but it's a kind it's a kind like that. So I think it's been happened 2 years ago. Yeah, we're almost just 1 year that time, 1 year and a half. We're living here. So I said to Terence, I go home. I want to go home. I want space. Don't call me. Don't text me. Or even don't show up your face. Because I don't want to see you. I want space. So that's what and then Terence said, okay, go home, a mature woman. So that's what Terence said. And I said, I'm not an immature. I just presented you my point. So it's just like that. So I pack up my bag and Terence looking at me. Are you serious? And I said, yes, I am serious. I want space. So I pack up my bags and then Terence is sitting down in one of the place there. He's sitting down with his coffee. And he's drinking his coffee and I just looking at like that. And if you didn't look, even you didn't look that person, you just know some reflections. And I know that he's smiling. He's smiling. Even we got an argument, he's smiling on what I did. So I pack up my bags and then I said to Terence, I going home. I go now. And then Terence said, okay, careful. So and then Terence says, just be careful. Don't worry. I will listen. If you want to talk, I'm just here. Because I going home. My mother is just in the other side, which is just few meters. So few meters away from our house. So that's what happened. Few meters away from our house. So I just go home. I pack up my bags, and then when Nanay opened the door of the kitchen, and I said, "What happened?" And I said, I'm home. I need space." And then Nanay said, "You both crazy." Yeah. So I think it's just few hours. I left home around 1 o'clock. Yeah, 1 o'clock. And then by 5, Terence went to Nanay's house and he said, bring my bag. And said, let's go home, crazy woman. And I said, no, why would I go home, crazy man? So Terence bring my bag and says, come on, let's talk. So and in that time, since that time, once we got an argument, I always been put up that once he's on fire, I need to be in the water, or if I am angry, Terence should just listen. So because we decided that once we both in mad situations or both in angry, there's no good result. So since that time, we always been decided. We always been decided that once you're angry, I will just slow down. I will not say something against you. I just listen down until everything is calmed down. And then Terence also agreed that, yeah, once you're angry, I'll just let it smooth, and then we're gonna talk. Because if we both on fire, the results will be not good. So that's what we decided. And then we also have a little we just also have an agreement that we never let the argument go in the next day. So we always, once we got this agreement that day or before we sleep, we always talk and settle that, look, this is what, because we cannot sleep, if we got an argument in the middle of the day, we need to settle it before we sleep. So that's one thing. And we also have an agreement that once we're not in the good mood, we never sleep apart, because we got a bed here in downstairs, and then also upstairs on our second floor house, upstairs. So and our agreement is, even we're not in mood in the few hours that we've been together in the bed, we need to be sleep together, and so that we could lay down and then talk things and settle things, so that's one thing. And especially to the marriage that have an age gap, because in my case, I would admit that Terence is very wise man, he's very intelligent man, and sometimes it's the communications barrier, because there are times that Terence wants to talk things, like that, and then he wants to have some topics that he want to tackle, and he want me to enter to involve it, to communicate to him about the topic. And I said, it's not on my mind, so I don't know about the topic. And Terence getting annoyed, says, just give me your opinion, so like that. But when it comes to other decision making, when it comes to things that we need to be settled, there are some issues that we need to be attended, there are some things, some issues. So I always give my opinion that, what, like that, and then he said, yeah, I agree with you, but so it's just about collaborations, the ideas, so that's one thing. And the same time, then very important is open communications to your partner. Respect, respect always. The respect should be always been there, because once that respect has been away, there's something wrong in the relationship, so respect, open communications, love. At the same time, always nurture the love, always make sure that in the day, always make sure that in every day you show love to your partner, because even just a simple gesture, even just a simple gesture, just to show up that you care that person. That's another thing. At the same time, always bear in mind that once the other is far, the other partner should be in water, because if both fires put together, it will be collide. It will be just a bump, so there should be understanding in both parties. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna say. At the same time, spread love always, and don't forget, put God in the center of the relationship, and yes, at the beginning, Terence, my husband, has a different views towards God. He got different perceptions, or different how would I say it, different views about it. But I'm very glad now that we got different views about it, but at the end of the day, we know that there's only one God. He called it the divine, I called it God, because I still hope that one time we will have the same faith, so. But the bottom line is, I'm very grateful. I'm always be grateful for God for giving me my husband. At the same time, I've always been grateful for guiding us. Yeah, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Have a good day, and God bless.